Hola mi gente, y tremendo zafarrancho que ha armado el día de hoy en vivo en un noticiero de aquí de los Estados Unidos con el asesor del señor presidente Donald Trump, que es el que está aquí, Mick Wells. Y este es el periodista, y hay otros periodistas que los entrevistaron respecto a la problemática del video que les hice ahora de los supuestamente audios por una plataforma estilo WhatsApp que se filtraron, ¿verdad?, sobre los ataques sobre los hutíes de Yemen, y que, por decirlo así, como principiantes apretaron un botón, y ese botón era el de un periodista que, sin saber cómo, ellos lo invitaron presionando ese botón, y el periodista escuchó y grabó todo. ¿Cómo fue lo que pasó, mi gente? Que la Casa Blanca y todos sus allegados, todo el gabinete de Donald Trump, en pleno entrevista han negado todo, que todo es mentira. Pero resulta que el periodista dijo, con que todo es mentira, porque él difundió una información, ¿verdad? Pero no difundió todo, porque dijo que pues era información de seguridad nacional, y que pues podía tener problemas. Pero al ver de que el Donald Trump desmintió todo y todo su gabinete de gobierno, ¿qué fue lo que hizo? Publicó todo, mi gente, y dijo, es más, ahí van a ver ustedes donde le hacen una entrevista donde dice que no, que ellos están mintiendo, que él está diciendo toda la verdad. Y Donald Trump, también apoyando a su gabinete de gobierno, desmintió todo lo que estaba diciendo este periodista. Pero ahí está, mi gente, no es mentira, el tremendo zafarrancho. Se dice que mañana toda esta gente va a testiguar, todos ellos, los 7, incluyendo el presidente Donald Trump. Ahí está, sobre los ataques de los hutíes de Yemen, estaban hablando en ese momento, mi gente, y estaban chateando por una cosa de chat que es como WhatsApp, que supuestamente se puede filtrar cualquier país, como China, Rusia, que tiene tecnología, y acaparar toda la información que ellos divulgan por ahí, mi gente, donde eso había sido en cuestión presencial, no así. Bueno, para ahí lo tienen, mi gente. Díganme ustedes qué piensan. Mañana les doy un nuevo video. Saludos a todos.
Breaking tonight, President Trump is reaffirming his support for National Security Advisor Michael Waltz as the administration defends itself against a slew of criticism over the accidental messaging of U.S. military planes in Yemen to a reporter with The Atlantic magazine. The president and his security team maintain that no classified information was shared, an assertion that seems to be at odds with the report in The Atlantic. The mistake is raising questions over how something like this could ever happen and renewing concerns about the handling of sensitive information. Our senior White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich following the story. She's live from the North Lawn. Good evening, Jackie.
Good evening, John. The administration is casting this story as an attempt to distract from the president's successes from a discredited reporter at a failing magazine. They dispute how sensitive the conversation really was, also saying that texts on that encrypted app Signal were approved for government use last year under Biden. That said, Google warned just last month this app was vulnerable to spies.
He's a very good man, and he will continue to do a good job.
President Trump standing by his national security advisor after he inadvertently invited the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic to a group text with top cabinet officials as the U.S. military readied strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen.
No, I don't think he should apologize. I think he's doing his best. It's equipment and technology that's not perfect, and probably he won't be using it again. The main thing was nothing happened. The attack was totally successful.
Officials aggressively pushing back on the reporter's characterization of what he saw.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
Jeffrey Goldberg considering releasing more screenshots.
No, that's a lie. He was texting war plans, how they were going to be targeted, who was at the targets, when the next sequence of attacks were happening.
The debate over whether the information was classified shaping the administration's defense.
I think there's a lot of journalists in this city who have made big names for themselves, making up lies about this president. And this one in particular, I've never met, don't know, never communicated with.
Goldberg stated in his report he's met Waltz in the past, but the jury's out on his telling of what he saw.
None of us have seen that. We'll have to see what was there. I mean, if you had targeting information and the like, whether it's formally classified or not, it is very sensitive.
The administration says it's investigating how Goldberg's number was added to a staffer's contact card. Meantime, the president says he'd prefer sensitive conversations happen offline.
Look, if it was up to me, everybody would be sitting in a room together. The room would have solid lead walls and a lead ceiling and a lead floor. But, you know, life doesn't always let you do that.
Today, the CIA director testified in a hearing that he has no way of telling whether Defense Secretary Hegseth declassified information in that group text or when. The president said, as far as he is aware, nothing that was revealed was classified, but he deferred to Hegseth on whether he would be comfortable with the remaining messages getting out publicly, John.
All right, we'll see if Goldberg chooses to release any more of the messages that he received. Meantime, the vice president, who appeared to challenge the president's thinking in those messages, is headed to Greenland this week. What do we know about that?
Yeah, John, the second lady planned to visit Greenland to visit some historical sites and attend a dog sled race. Denmark's prime minister framed her visit as another wave of unacceptable pressure, their words, given the president's desire to take over Greenland. Now the vice president is joining. He and the second lady will get a briefing at the space base